Oh my god. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another Couch Cat stream. This is our weekly SimpleMMO stream that we do twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Paizen. That's Crazy Fi.
Hello.
And down there is our special guest this evening. Special in more ways than one. The best Hot Topic manager you'll ever find. It's Owlic.
Hello.
Owlic, what were you saying earlier? Something about...
Yeah, so this guy interrupts me now. When I plugged in my webcam last stream, I think it has like a built-in mic. And I think that's what it was trying to pick up the mic from last time. Because when I plugged it in this time, it said the same thing. And I just went and just disabled the mic. So hopefully it's okay this time.
Yeah, you sound way better. And
cool.
Nicely made bed behind you.
Thank you.
Dig it.
Thank you.
Let's say hi to chat real quick. Chat, what's up? Delusion said he was the very first one almost a day ago, but it doesn't show us that. But I'll believe you, Delusion. So shout out to you. Duck Trevor coming at 4:53 p.m. James is back at 5:29 p.m. Axie is here, always here talking shit. I love it. Dark. This is their last day being muted. Will we see them in global chat?
No, they'll be muted again.
They'll be muted. Chat.
Probably for a short time and then muted again.
Yeah.
Chat. Out of 10, 1 out of 10, put your score of most likely Dark being muted again within like a day of being unmuted.
Is 10 most likely?
Yeah, 10's most likely. 1 is like not going to happen again. They're reformed, but we all know what reformed actually means.
11.
11. Tio's here. Good to see another YouTube mod. Cards here. You need to change your name. Truth Seeker is back. Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Nowry. Of course, always good to see our friends. Always good. Limits is here. Another YouTube mod. Shout out. Limits is in the Couch Cat Guild right now. Never thought I'd see the day.
Wow.
Never thought
Welcome to
I'd see the day.
retirement.
Game is really going downhill. Jeez.
Yeah. Yomu's here. Good to see Yomu. Ubi's here, right? Did I skip over him?
I think so.
He's in game chat.
He's in game chat. That's right. Okay, so hold on. What scores we got here? Okay, Nowry says 0 out of 10. Lack of puppers. Oh, okay, that's just the score. Okay, 10 for Crazy Fi, 11 for Yomu, 0 out of 10 from Cutie. Wow, Cutie has max faith in Dark. A book won't save you. Toad, aka Toast, has 5 out of 10. Limit says 6. Nowry says 2. Kimchers 10. Thank you, Kimchers. I can always count on you. And Tio says 2.3. Is that real? That's not a real
typing
score.
in your alt doesn't count.
Listen, when you have an alt, you gotta maximize usage. Okay.
That's true.
All right. Bleep bloop. We're voting the likeliness of Dark getting muted again as soon as she's unmuted tonight. So 1 out of 10. 10 being most likely. Fred says 5.5. Welcome, Fred. Another YouTube mod shout out. Man, we have all these YouTube mods here tonight. Okay, so tonight we teased it Tuesday. Is it really teasing if you just brought it up? But it's a tease.
Yes.
Our topic for tonight is the discussion of traditional MMO mechanics and aspects, right? Like parts of those traditional MMOs we've played, and expecting that out of SimpleMMO. Whether it's realistic, if it's fair, that's what we're here to discuss. Alec and I kind of had this discussion in our DMs, and that's what sparked it here. We turned it into a forum post, which is still up in our Discord server. So you go to the forum section, and you'll see traditional MMO X, blah, blah, blah. If you have not left an opinion, and you still want to, you have time. You have time, because we're going to take those opinions from our Discord server, and we're going to read them to the stream live. So if you're missing out, if you didn't know about this, links down in the description. You can also get to our Discord server in-game under the community tab. But before we get to that, Crazy Fi and I have been scheming up something behind the scenes to spice things up in the, what would you say, Crazy, like the guild realm of the game?
Yeah, the Guild War realm of the game specifically.
So
Ooh.
without further ado, Crazy Fi is here to tell you that we both have big. No, okay, go ahead.
Tiny. Now we are announcing the seasonal Guild Wars leaderboards.
Uh-oh.
Talking to Paizen, we've absolutely tired of this bullshit where Death Star gets to stay at the top. Yes, thank you. Where Death
And
Star gets to
Beyblade.
stay at the top while they are inactive for so long, just because they grind it out in the beginning. And we want to see seasonal leaderboards. And if it's not going to be implemented into the game, we will do it ourselves. So for starters, the first season 1 of 2023 has started yesterday, 1 Feb. We're going to do monthly seasons, if you will, for this first iteration.
Mhm.
And all you have to do is be a guild that was active by 1 Feb. And then each week, each week on Thursday stream, we will cover with nice dashboards and all that jazzy stuff who's in the lead. And we'll go from there. Because we're tired of this stale leaderboard in game.
Yeah. If we're not getting seasons, if we're not getting a whiteboard, what better way than to use Crazy Fi's already data-driven approach to the guild themselves, whether it's by EXP and members, to now creating our own seasonal phenomenon with the guild system. It's specifically for Guild Wars, like Crazy Fi said, and our plan here is just to be more engaging, or more engaged with the community about it. Because like he said, the leaderboards, the top 10 or the top 5 are not going to change. For the foreseeable future. But this way, we have our own tiers, pulled from the game. So we have the top 25, right? That's what we're going with.
Top 25.
Top 25. 5 tiers, and
make it super easy.
Yeah, that will be rotational, and it'll be all dependent on the guilds and their effort. So if you're someone who, we're pretty casual scene over here, but if you're a guild leader, or a player in a serious guild that really cares about their EXP number and climbing, this is something for you to aim for and to flex about and to just be a part of within the Couch Cat community. So look forward to every Thursday stream where we do a quick breakdown and all that jazz.
So to be very clear, this is the first iteration, right? So there's going to be a little bumps in the road. We'll work with it. It's all going to be based off of the guild EXP that guild earns within the first for that season, so that month, right? Which is great. So we'll introduce in the streams. We'll definitely do blog posts as well if you can miss a stream or whatever, so that you will be caught up with it. We'll still continue to do the weekly, like in a week, what has happened, snapshot. But now we're going to cover a month as well with the data that we're collecting. And if you guys are loving this idea, if you have comments about it, let us know in our Discord. We'll create a forum so we want to showcase something that you guys enjoy as well, right? We're not just doing it for our own shits and giggles here. So let us know what you're interested in. Like we could do like at the end, like a monthly award show or whatever kind of crap. Try to get guild leaders on, like throwing out ideas here, right? And then also, do not let Babel stay on top the whole time, or Forest, right? But this is a call to all these guilds. Step your game up. We're doing seasonal Guild Wars.
Yeah, let's get Elysium up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, Alec.
While you were talking, I double checked to make sure we were still in the top 25. That's cool. I like it. Yeah, this will make definitely. I feel like get everybody excited to PvP more, because, like you said, I mean, it's fine to PvP. It's fun to level up, but seeing Babel and like Friendly and Forest and everything at the top, and like nothing for us to strive for. I like it.
Yep. Yeah. So, like Crazy Fi said, this first iteration, things are in the works. Rewards will come in the future when we get more support around this idea, because if no one's really engaging, then it's kind of a shit shoot, but shit show, excuse me. Rewards will come, but for now it's all about flexing. It's all about tracking your stats, and getting other guilds a chance in the limelight to work for it. And like Crazy said, we would love if this thing were to morph, bring on the guild leaders, the co-leaders, the officers, or just those guild mercenaries who are working, who are getting paid by guild leaders to come in and boost EXP. We'd love to grab those perspectives from people as part of this like seasonal guild segment, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
and just to be clear, like everyone on the first day of the season, all the guilds start at 0, right? For EXP, right? So I catch the baseline of where they're at, and then that will be the baseline for everyone moving forward for each guild. So it's not like, oh, the forest says, number 1 on the overall leaderboard, so they start at the number 1. No, like we're tired of that. So everyone starts where like their baseline on that first day, and then we compare it to the last day to figure out where they're at and how much they gain.
Yeah.
So it could be a more active guild that's sitting around. We'll see.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the release. More to follow. Keep your eyes out for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, right, Crazy That was pretty much all we had for it.
Yep. Next Thursday we'll cover the first week of progress for the guilds.
Yep. And if it doesn't happen, yeah, it's gonna happen. Okay, so the topic tonight, we all know about it. But first, Crazy besides hyping us up for this release, how are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm having a good time. Came back from teleworking for 2 days, and now I'm here, and it's almost the end of the week. I can't complain.
Dude, LCS is today
LCS,
and tomorrow. You get to watch it at work. I mean, I'm not.
I wish I could. Crafting just came out. What can I say?
Can I get a CLG in chat, please? CLG.
No, 100T all the way. 100T.
All right. Owlic, how are you tonight?
Not too bad. Been playing a lot of Overwatch this afternoon.
Very nice. Very nice.
Hold on. Kimcher says...
I found my diva.
Kimcher's just asking, is that a washer behind Owlic?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
Yeah.
In your room?
In our guest room. My office is in our guest room.
Okay.
So I have a bed set up and everything. Yeah, but there's a washer. There we go.
Oh,
washer.
yeah, you're right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's get everyone who's saying TSM out of chat, please, mods.
Not TSM. No.
Not TSM.
100 Thieves, definitely.
Hell yeah, 100 Thieves, let's go.
Okay, so you've been playing a lot of Overwatch. That's good. That's good. Real gamer.
What was I am so excited for I think it's coming this week, the new Hogwarts game, Harry Potter game, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah, the Legacy or whatever.
Next week. Next week.
I wish it was some kind of multiplayer. I mean, I get why it's a single player game, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. I want a deep RPG like that.
Mm-hmm. I like it. And then other than that, I've been trying to step to get the new materials. I want to play with crafting more.
Okay. Yeah. You've shown some excitement. We are going to do a crafting specific stream, and we're gonna pull more guests. So Alec will be there, and then we'll reach out to our friends and we'll see who else wants to join on. We'll have a huge crafting discussion. But look forward to that. We have no date on that yet, but it's happening. It's happening.
I'm excited. I know you guys are doing your own thing and whatnot, but I guess like base level first impressions, how do you feel about it? I'm personally excited for it. I was actually reading through when I was going through the topic for tonight, the crafting system 2.0 forum post that you made, and I think Kaswa said it's just like it's chess 2.0, which I mean I kind of get it, but I like it. You get rewards for leveling up. There's celestial stuff, so I think it's cool.
Yeah, I like the fact that I could get a celestial stick.
Exactly.
I don't know if I carry it, but I do
like it.
I do like the buzz around it and being able to create top content about it. So I'm more excited to.
So I guess
I'm
you're
more
just
excited to
the thing itself, but
I'm excited to ask people how they feel, but I don't know if I care yet because I'm not like.
But that's
I don't
fun,
like the
though.
RNG. I don't like the RNG of it. I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. It's a gamble,
I mean, I agree, but I mean, it's not like the non-RNG was good before. The items were just poopy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
I get what you're saying.
I didn't touch it last time, so maybe I won't even. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't even affect me, but we'll see. We'll see what it's about.
It's like when you gave Christmas or presents on Christmas, you're more excited to see everybody else's reaction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, love surprising my loved ones with their react. No, just kidding. Anyway, I'm doing good. Thanks for everyone asking about me.
Okay, let's move on.
I just finished Lockwood and Co on Netflix. It's based off a English young adult novel series where like they call it The Problem Happened, and there's ghosts and stuff now bleeding out into the living, and only teenagers can see them and fight them. So like this dark ass society is like training and manipulating kids into fighting ghosts for them. Really good show. It's 8 episodes. It covers like the first 2 books out of 5. Just finished it today. I thought it was amazing.
What books are they?
Sounds
Lockwood and Co.
Lockwood and Co.
And it's the same thing on Netflix. And like I said, it covers the first 2 books. Like I was reading the descriptions of the books because I want to read them. It's the first 2 books that the first season covers, and then they ended on a cliffhanger, and you're like, oh damn, they're going to do the whole series. But yeah, that's what I've been up to with Kimcher's my alt, so I watch it alone. But yeah, so let's get into the topic. Owlic, we discussed this in our DMs again, comparing SimpleMMO to traditional MMOs, but then it led into, maybe it's not such a good idea to expect so much out of SimpleMMO compared to traditional MMOs, right? What does Sentinel say? Oh, my sister watched that and I ended up disowning her.
Yeah.
Okay, Sentinel. And that's how this whole like discussion, that's how this whole discussion formed. So I'll start with you, Alec, and your take on it. You being the guest, and but how do you feel about the approach of players, like even me, because I've been guilty of it, approaching SimpleMMO and saying, the chat, like, hey, I hope there's dungeons one day and mini bosses and this and that, stuff that exists in a traditional MMO, but is it realistic to exist in SimpleMMO? Is it unfair? How do you feel about that approach?
And that's hard to say. I mean, I'd say on one hand, it's fair for the player to be like, I want this and this and this and this and this, because I mean, at least on my end from like coming into SimpleMMO, I was kind of like thinking it'd be cool if it had this and this and this. And like I've played other browser games that do have different features, and some have things that others don't. So that's fair. But it's also, like you were saying, maybe not unfair to the game, or like maybe out of the scope of it or something, but the name of it, for one, everybody likes to say SimpleMMO. It is a browser game after all, so I mean, we're either looking at sprites or text or something. So I would say it's kind of unfair in the way that like maybe it's out of the scope of the game, or it's just like asking too much of the game. Sure, there are other games. One that I've played, it's a browser-based game that has dungeons, and I think we've kind of went back and forth maybe how they can be implemented with maybe like your sprite walking in like a path or something. I don't know how it could do it for Simple, but again, I hate to just cop out the fact that it's called SimpleMMO, but that also gets out of the scope of the game. I mean, we step and we do battle arena and we PvP. I mean, what else is there? I mean, people are getting, myself included, was kind of like upset or weirded out that energy was leaking into crafting. I mean, if we have these other systems in the game, how are they going to power? Are we going to use energy for dungeons, and now everybody has to respec themselves and focus on something else instead of QP? They go to EP to run dungeons now and things like that. So it's also, does it fit into the game? Like, we have no like lore or like no like style of the game. Like, what would the dungeon be? Are we fighting dragons or something, or is it just like a random dungeon with like more of the same NPCs? So I guess it's more so, how is it implemented in the scope of the game?
Right. Yeah, because traditional MMO mechanics can be simplified and replicated in SimpleMMO. So I'm with you on that.
That's
like,
a good way of putting it.
The whole highlight the word simple in the game is a cop out, I think, because I'm starting to think this game isn't as simple as we thought it was.
Yeah, that's true.
Every like sneak peek update is just adding another layer to the game. But yeah, I'm with you. I feel like there could be maybe simpler versions of these mechanics leaking into the game somehow, but again, it comes down to how it's implemented. Crazyfy, what do you think on this approach?
Well, I think I would love to see like Mike's. I don't know if Mike actually has like a mission statement or like a vision statement of the game.
Couch
you know, like,
Cat does.
Yeah.
We actually
you
do.
know, like
it's a story. It's a story.
Yeah, it's like right, like simple MMO. So you have to define what simple is because that's what Mike holds on to. Like the game has to be simple to introduce, right? Like and to get into. Cool, that's great, but what is that definition? Because I say, hey, this is simple. Like clicking a few buttons and reading some text is simple.
Right,
but to you, it could be like, vastly incredibly hard or whatever. I don't know. Reading can be hard sometimes. But so like I would want to see like I think it would be beneficial if the vision statement or mission statement, whatever you want to call it, was plastered on the homepage of the Simple MMO game. Cool, I get it. It's probably like in the download, like the description for the download for the game on mobile, but I haven't seen that in a while, and I think people lose sight of that while they're in the middle of playing it. But at the same time, I like the idea of simple, right? Like it's easy, like the learning curve, super easy, so you don't lose players to the learning curve. But you have to balance that line because if it's too simple, then it's boring, and that's why the community is so important, because that community pushes it from being just a simple, boring game to something fun. So you got to make sure your mechanics aren't boring anymore, or they aren't boring from the get-go, right? Like I could create a text-based game, and that asks like which direction you go, left, right, up, down, and have like a stupid little story with it. That gets gets old fast. So someone's going to walk away from that game within like first minute probably. So you got to find the fine line right there in the sand where it's like, okay, it's simple still, but it's also entertaining. And do you sacrifice the simplicity to have some entertainment added into the game, or do you hardline it over on the simple side? And I think that's really where the struggle is for Mike, I think.
Yeah. So for your first point, the name itself, right? I'll tack it because it's the easiest one, but I've never once thought an MMO could be simple. It just doesn't exist to me.
Yeah,
especially
most of them are super complex. You have to do all the different macros and bullshit.
The actual crafting.
Yeah.
Like go on ESO right now and just freaking end it. Like you'll log in and be like, okay, this is Skyrim on crack. You know what I mean? But like, I've never thought an MMO could be simple. But then again, like you said, Crazyfy, it all comes down to how the creator would interpret simple, and that would lead into, like you said, a mission statement or a clear-cut message saying, "This is my expectation," like the developer's expectation of this game, and just have it there. Just be like, "This is Simple MMO. This is the goal or the objective. This is our hopes, and this is where it's going to end." Instead of we do it generally to generate content and discussion, but like instead of sitting here and saying we want dungeons, we want party instances, we want this and this and this, we want to discuss about these things because they exist in MMOs. But if it's not within the realm of what Mike and Sav deem as simple, then we can stop speculating about it. Stop, I don't know.
You want me to read the description of the game on the Android?
That's actually what I was
Google store?
doing as well, pulling up.
That way we at least know where he's thinking in this regard. Says this piece is a little bit important. Join over 700,000 players and enjoy the best MMORPG experience in the simplest way. Tiny MMO game features medieval-inspired pixel art graphics with quintessential RPG components. It is an incremental RPG with MMO elements at its very core. All you need to do is take a step with a simple click of a button, and away you go. Simple yet deep MMO experience. And then it lists off a bunch of things you could do. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Talk about the community. So that's a big aspect of it. Who is this game for? Fans of clicking, text-based MMORPG games, fans of incremental games, RPG fanatics, people like loot-based games, people want to play the perfect game while they're on the toilet at work, people don't take life too seriously, people. And it says, a truly minimal MMO experience. We aim to provide you with a very deep, incremental, RPG under the veneer of an extremely simple user experience. We have worked hard so that all of your favorite archetypical, I don't know what the fuck that word is.
Something.
I think that's got to be misspelled. MMORPG features can be played in the simplest way. Get experience, grow your character, and even continue progress where you're not playing by using our idle-like features. That's an interesting statement. SimpleMMO takes online text-based MMORPGs to the next level and provides it in a very simple and seamless way. It can be as casual or as hardcore as you want. Yep. That's it.
Is it over?
That's it. So it doesn't really say what simple is. It talks around it.
It starts and then it expands and then it minimizes and it expands and you're like,
yeah,
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Owlic?
Someone said in chat, James, I like in my opinion, it's just a name. I like what Mike's doing now, simple on the surface, but once you get into it, there's way more to do. And I think that's what Mike is kind of working towards, maybe with crafting and with the roadmap. If you see like the world boss and like the guild editions he wants to do, I think he gets it now. And I think maybe like I know this isn't exactly the topic, but I think the best thing for Simple would be to maybe not try and bring traditional MMO things into the game and like force dungeons or force whatever people want onto the game.
Yeah.
It's more so like expanding what's already there. Like, I know you kind of touched on it, Crazy, and you said it'd be kind of boring, but like in a cool way, if we were stepping and like there was something you can interact with, like a random trader or like you could pick left or right or something and something would happen. I don't know. But expanding on things like that, or like in the battle arena, if you randomly came across a world boss when you were generating an NPC, or I don't know, just like expanding on things like that are already in the game instead of forcing new things might be the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sentinel says, after James, Simple allows the users to develop their own form of a story, which James was getting at, and you are too. Kind of like throwing lights on an ugly pole. Suddenly it's beautiful. Pretty much give us a pole. And Limit says, how does Mike balance the happiness of us all? So true.
Yeah, that's a good point too. There's how many people that play.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Things.
If I was in his position, I'd be like, yeah, screw you guys. Like you minority over here. Like you're upset. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. You're still buying diamonds, so
I wonder how that is on like the back end. Like, I mean, I'm sure like he goes through the suggestions and like emails or whatever social media comments he gets, and then like in the back of his head, there's probably like obviously the people that spend big money in the game. He wants to make them happy because he wants people to keep spending, but then he wants like new players to come, and it probably is a lot. And I think he said somewhere in the blog post that he was like, he knew just like instantly crafting was bad, and it's been years since crafting was implemented.
Yeah.
So it's probably, and as much as I kind of like to poop on Mike, I bet a lot of this stuff goes in and out of his head, and he's like, man, what do I do? And then he's like, okay, this is what I'll do. And then I'm sure he's still getting comments like, no, this new crafting system sucks. He's like, man, I can't do anything. So I'm sure that probably does kind of weigh on him.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Like Limit said, there's a billion people playing this, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did comment happy. Like there was comments on the blog post about crafting, or like saying like this, I'm one of the extreme people about crafting. I'm unhappy with this update, and he pretty much was like, "Yep, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this minority was going to be upset. That's just how it is."
Yep, that's how it is. Yeah.
King Cows, before I lose it, because I'm like 20 something messages behind. King Cow says, as long as the core mechanic is simple, I don't mind how complex things outside of that get, as long as I can step on the way to work or in situations where I can't focus too much. Fair?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I do want to read
Bleep Bloop?
Yeah, Bleep Bloop. Where'd
go ahead.
Go?
I got him.
You got him? Go for it.
Yeah. I'd say so far the mechanics. See, this is why I'm always behind in chat, by the way. I'd say so far the mechanics SimpleMMO is really simple. What I consider complex is like what Path of Exile and Diablo has, like in your equipments have sockets to put gems, and so building layers upon existing.
Right. Yeah. But like that's what I mean by defining what simple is versus complex, because like to someone else that's like, I just grab and drop and there's a gem in my item and I don't care, like forward press.
That's true.
So like it's
right. Yeah, I did read that too, what Dill said. And that's fair.
Yeah.
That's a good point because it probably was better before.
Dill's just a stinker. I'll say it here right now.
Yeah,
Dill,
basically.
you little stinker.
They're spreading around lies, and their knight is like level 4,000 or something like that, so it doesn't matter.
But I agree with you, Alec. I think that's best. As I would love for more, like I said, you know, like we were talking about earlier, like more simplified versions of traditional MMOs to come into simple MMO. But with everyone's like feedback, yeah, dungeons, yeah, I see you, Dill. I believe, just like what people were saying in chat earlier, you know, Gaia for life, you know, Gaia Online over here, that simple MMO largely, at least the engaged player base, and that's like through chat and active guilds, it's a very baseline MMO with a lot of social aspects to it.
Yeah.
And that's what it's always going to be. So while we're over here, like, yo, give me dungeons, give me like world bosses that matter, and like party, you know, additional party mechanics to do things with other players, a lot of players are really content with buying avatars from, you know, 1,000 different pixel artists and chatting in global chat and waving to each other. So
yeah,
which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's a fine part of the game.
And it really is like a big part of the game, because even when I first started, like, it's just something about going into chat and everybody has colors and like cool avatars, and you're like, well, fuck, I don't have any of that. But
Gia, yeah. I used to say Gaia. I just said it as Gaia. I'm sorry. That's how I said it as a kid. It was cringy roleplay. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I like the avatar art. It reminded me of Ragnarok Online. Okay, go on. Sorry, Alec.
No, I was basically done. I was just reading the Discord thing to see if I could reference any. I know Dagon. Is it Dagon?
Hold on. We're gonna read them. We're gonna read them word for word.
Oh, all right, fair. That's okay.
Well, you want to go into that now?
I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't have much more to add to what.
Yeah, let's run right into it.
I'll start reading them. Crazyfy, Alec, can you monitor chat in case anyone else has anything? Okay, so, all right. So the topic read, what is your opinion when it comes to applying traditional MMO aspects / mechanics to simple MMO? An example of which I'm guilty of, which is me writing this, is hoping for features such as dungeons, random mini bosses, encounters for parties, etc., be implemented in simple MMO because they exist in traditional MMOs, despite the realistic limitations of a browser mobile MMO. Is it fair, realistic? What are some examples of realistic expectations? I don't think anyone gave me realistic expectations, but this is what we got. So Nauri, shout out to Nauri, says, I've seen browser-based games implement fairly complex mechanics despite their limitations, quote unquote. I think to an extent, mini bosses or dungeons could be doable. The question would be, how complex does Mike want to make simple MMO? Which is like all our questions, right? And the more features added to anything, the more opportunity exists for bugs, etc. to occur. Okay, so true. And again, it comes down to the definition of simple. Anyone have anything for that? Or otherwise, I'll just keep going.
Nah, I mean...
Okay. Crazy Fire's not even paying attention to me. Bleep says, as Nallery said, but for me, applying traditional MMO mechanics to simple MMO would be challenging both players and devs. It's hard for players since the general MMO genre has, one could say, infinite possibilities. True. Especially if it's a sandbox MMO. And it's even harder for devs to construct and maintain these mechanics with bugs keep popping in one feature to the other. Although it would be cool indeed, and it's really up to Mike to make these decisions. Yeah, of course. And I just want to preface the Mike comment that we got on our video reviewing what SimpleMMO Year in Review 2022.
Yep.
That comment addresses a lot of what we're talking about now. Yeah. That's going to be a standalone video. We're working on it. We just made a ton of other content first. But yeah, that's coming out. And this will kind of like squash all of this wondering. Yeah. It's kind of building up to it. We planned it, duh. So Dagon says, and this is what Alec was about to comment on. So Alec, I'm if you have an opinion for it. Keep in mind that Mike has said he takes simple, quote unquote, to mean easy to understand and get into. Can you source your material, Dagon? So it's perfectly reasonable to request features of traditional MMOs to be added to SimpleMMO, even if it means there's more to do in game. My struggle with this topic is that I haven't delved into too many MMOs. I don't have any idea around what could be brought in and tuned to work with the existing framework, but I would be excited about anything that gives players new ways to interact with each other. Fair assessment. Were you going to say anything about that, Owlic, or were you just going to read it?
I was going to read it and kind of, I guess, just basically agree with what Dagan was saying.
Dagon, yeah.
Like Mike, I swear I did see this somewhere, or I've heard him or someone. But yeah, easy to get into, but like complex enough to where we can keep playing it, and it's not just we take a couple steps and
Thank you, Dagon.
We walk away.
Dagon says Reddit AMA was where it came from.
Okay, cool.
Dang it, should have cited it ourselves.
So yeah, I think hopefully, again, I think I went back to it with the timeline and everything, with him realizing like I need to change this and I need to update this, and again with he just did with crafting. I think we'll see more like complex things into the game that make sense in simple.
Okay, yeah. All right, so next we have Mistress Pollyanna demonetized. No, I'm just kidding. SimpleMMO has already been developed beyond simple. Isn't this part of the joke? And I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would agree. There's more in this game that, for me, I would be like
too complex for you to understand. In this
no,
game?
no. More than simple does not mean complex. I don't know why people have this clear divide between simple and complex. Things can just be moderately, more moderate than simple. I just, in my head, a simple browser-based game is like what you were saying, like what would get boring, like the general direction of travel, some instance or some coded encounter, and that to me is simple. But when you bring the layers of the social aspect in this game, with the library, and now you have, even though it's not a full feature, you have the guild wars, and other different things. You have so many what do I want to say, like categories to climb within different leaderboards and all that. You have so much, even tasks. Okay, at a basic level, you don't only just have to grind the battle arena now just to like appease yourself. You can now start aiming for tasks. Like you have additional things to achieve in the game that goes beyond just the maple falling leaves, the same text drop.
So
excuse me, the same text drop, and that's it. Like,
so okay.
I would say I would go beyond just saying it's simple.
Okay, so then what? So what about? Is it basically what you're saying? What I'm getting here is that what makes it go beyond simple is the fact that there's more than just stepping. There are multiple different aspects to the game. So is it for you, for the game, it gets more complex if Mike adds new features, or is it something else? Like, because what I'm hearing is if Mike adds more features, it becomes more complex.
It would be more features, and then even like, I say micro, but they're huge to code in. I guarantee it. But like, the addition of like, what they were saying earlier with equipment, being able to, change equipment or buff equipment through accessories or gems, through slots, whatever, like something like that. Yeah, that would, to me, would add an additional layer and make it more towards complex. But
okay, so I guess like take a simple feature if it's standing alone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You could add let's just say dungeons, whatever. Let's just say dungeons is a simple feature, right? Like just hit attack, defend, or run, right? Say that. Simple feature by itself. Add it into SimpleMMO. Does it make it more complex? Even though it's a simple feature by itself?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, because the way what I'm hearing from you is that's how you would define how the game becomes more complex, is the amount of features added to the game.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say here, to go with it.
Yeah.
more features, but also increasing the time for the user to be active in the game to say deplete their energy, their QP, whatever. I think that to me it would also scale with the complexity. How much more time do I have this like King Cows was saying, keeping it simple enough where I can still step to do X, Y, and Z. But if you really wanted to maximize your growth in the game, how much more time if these features, like say it's just a simple addition, like Guild Wars, right? A very base bone aspect that we both agree it could be built upon. But if that simple feature increases my play time, within my sessions, because it's kind of like cyclic, right?
Sure. Right.
Then that to me would also raise the complexity. Not as much as like a feature would, but like I rate
interesting.
With this game, I would rate complexity over time. How much more time do I have to give to the game to maximize my growth in it?
Even if it's just a bunch of brain dead features attached together?
Yeah, because that means I have to fucking... Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to be better at that. I have to freaking stand there, on a break for like 30 minutes trying to get through this shit when I already have 50 EP EP for my PA.
Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. See, that's not how I would define simple. And just another like aspect of like, how do we define simple? So that's interesting. Cool.
Thanks for calling me out.
No, I
was like,
you made a statement. You better back it up.
I'm like, I actually have to be a gamer.
That is tough. Like when it becomes simple, because when it becomes more complex, I would say it's a little bit already past simple already with the battle arena, with PvP, with Guild Wars, with crafting, with everything it has, and not in a bad way at all. I think SimpleMMO is a good name for it, and it's a good look for it. The logo looks clean. I do like. I miss the little like dragon or whatever, or the swords. I mean,
swords. Yeah, the
swords, bro.
Yeah. But like the screenshots, the picture of it, like the text of it, the main like part of it that everybody hates, stepping, it looks clean and simple. So I think the look and like the name fit well, and the design and everything. But yeah, I think just again back to kind of what you said earlier, Pies, and just kind of, I don't remember what word you used, but dumbed down or simple features of a traditional MMO like Guild Wars, which you already have but can expand on, or he even said something in alliances for the future. So like any kind of like new thing for alliances would be cool. Or even how we have parties now and how there's going to be party chat soon. I still think the game's simple. It just kind of takes from AAA MMOs and simplifies it down. So I don't know when it would become complex though. I guess that is the question. Like when does it become too much for simple? Like when are we all going to be like, man, I can't play this game for 5 minutes anymore. I have to play it for an hour to keep up with everybody else. Like, what do I do? Yeah.
I have to be the next kin, and it takes all my time.
Basically. Yeah. So, I don't know.
To me, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say one last thing that I excuse me, think he's doing a good thing because, like, one of my favorite features from last year was the change for EP from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. I think that was awesome because you automatically get double the EP, so free-to-play players get more. And then he bumped the mushrooms up from 60 to 70, and then 50 to 60 respectively. So that was cool. So I think kind of like Dill said, I don't think Mike cares too much about whales. He just cares about people playing his game and enjoying it.
Yeah, and paying
obviously paying money. Yeah, obviously. But
what were you gonna say, Crazy?
I was going to say, like, to me, like, what would make this game complex is, like, stats wise, if I have to think about how I actually put in my stats, or like min-maxing a character is a thing.
Yeah,
Maple Story all over again.
And if I put it in the defense, it's all a mistake, and I'm screwed for the rest of the game or whatever.
Even
right?
RuneScape, dude. RuneScape.
Yeah, exactly.
You can make a big mistake.
Yeah, like to me, that's complex. Like, great. Now I have to think strategically on how I'm going to expend my resources. Where here, it's like, okay, this is simple. Max my dex to the point of being able to knock out quests, and then put everything in strength because nothing else matters, and it's brain dead. That's simple to me. Like, I like that.
And if armor sets,
I thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And if armor sets required like certain stats, It would force people to be like, we don't have a class system, but what if there becomes light, medium, heavy armor, and they have stat requirements, and you're like, oh shit, what would be better for me?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't like the having to think about that. Like, that's too complex for me. So, like,
smooth
I
brain.
want brain games. Dang it. I want to be able to sit there on the toilet and contemplate life as I'm hitting a button that gives me a cookie. But no. Like, so in that case, like, for me, like, if there were like multiple different simple like features connected together, like just mashed together into a game, like, to me that's still a simple game. It's not about the features for me, it's about the complexity about how they're woven in together, and if I have to think to be able to play. Because like, I don't have to think
apply
to play
strategy.
This game. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to think to play this game. I find a level 200 player, I kill him. I go to BA, I kill an NPC. What else do I need to do? I hit quest button 30 times. Okay, wait, however long. Okay, do it again. Cool. Like, task tells me where I need to go and what to do. Excellent. So to me, it's all simple, right? Like, I don't know. That's my thought.
All right, I think that was a good one. I like it. So let's finish out these comments here.
Yeah.
Blackout with a huge take. All right, and it's a good one. So shout out to Blackout for actually. I mean, everyone so far has done an awesome take, but yeah, Blackout. He says it has never really been simple. The existence of crafting and minor systems like interaction pretty much prove this. I've had no end to the number of questions directed at me about how does crafting work, or questions regarding BA and gold scaling. Even concepts that long-time players consider obvious, like refills and how they work with tiers, isn't something most new players quickly pick up on. All this is ignoring the ways the player base has been able to overcomplicate things in the name of optimizations. Oh, right, the expectations thing. I expect the same thing from SimpleMMO as I do from any other MMO. That is to say, a semblance of balance based around playtime and interactivity, as well as semi-frequent content releases. So, there's a lot you could pull from this. I definitely agree with, again, interactivity, playtime. That's huge for me. And then the whole like the complication from the community itself. I wonder where he pulls that from, but maybe it comes into terms with like the players who are seeking, the highest level and, maximizing their time. So like the refill concepts and what you should be doing. Like, what's the sweet spot with EP? Maybe that. I don't know.
Cheese strat.
Yeah, I think
cheese strat.
I think there's a couple things, and maybe that lends to the complexity of the game, like that, like cheese strat, or like how to spend your gold for diamonds on the market if you're going to do it that way for EP, or like you said, how to refill, or even I just have one in my head but I can't think of it. But little things like that apply to simple are just things you don't pick up on. The best way to buy keys, because the key price changes daily and everything.
Oof, God. Just doing the daily task, I'm like 300k.
I know. I think Hug Ted or somebody put something on their bot to like help you figure it out. The best way to do it.
Hug Ted has that on his bot.
Yeah, but even just like little things like that, again, like Blackout was saying, that new players don't pick on. I mean, heck, when I first started the game in 2019 or 2020 or whatever, it was almost too simple, or like there was too much that the game didn't explain. I was like, I don't want to play this game. There's nothing to do but click a button. Like, I'm bored. And then I came back to it and then realized there was a community, and then got into the community, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I know how to play this game. So I think it's complex in its own way, but maybe not in a bad way.
Okay, moving on. King Cow says, I'm a traditional MMO. I pay too much for expansion packs and a huge monthly subscription. In SimpleMMO, I pay too much for avatars. So true. What a connoisseur. Basically,
what I got from King Cows is that Simple needs a battle pass.
Dill says simple MMO. And in response to Nauri, isn't Dill such a stinker, chat? Let's get a stinker in chat.
Hey, Dill did add the
out here throwing out
misinformation.
Oh yeah, he did. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dill. You're still a stinker. Loch Ness says, one thing I really liked for MMOs is being able to work towards a goal in a party/group. We have stepping parties, world bosses, and guilds now, but it's not as real time as traditional MMOs. While it might be nice to have, SimpleMMO is going to need a lot of time and work to get there. At the same time, it will defeat the purpose of this game being simple, which is true. I think that's huge, especially when you combine, when we talk about it too, when we combine social like aspects and mechanics in the game, so like party chat, party objectives, party quests, stuff like that. We're all for it because it means more up, like real time playing together. But that's just really difficult for a game like this and probably not realistic. But when you fuse those two together, Crazy Fi and Alec, like you get really good discussions because everyone wants that shit. You can say, "Oh, it's not simple." Like I would never expect that, but you want it.
You want it, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think 2024 is going to be the year for Simple. I think Mike realizes that because there's guild tasks coming, so I don't see why. Party tasks coming. So why can't like maybe party raids or like party bosses or party something be a thing? Yeah, 100%. Any kind of like what'd you say, real time like player together, like players playing.
Yeah.
Anything to implement that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Freaking toast. That's not what we said at all, dude. All right, moving on. We have MT here. I'm of the opinion that if we can take traditionally complex MMO mechanics and create an overly simplified version of them that fits SimpleMMO, why not? It would add flavor to the game and more things to enjoy, which is something I highly agree with. So good take. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to Dale for linking the AMA. But thank you to everyone who responded to this forum discussion. Again, you might not think about it, but these forum discussions, we're using them for stream topics. So we're thankful for everyone who comes by and leaves their opinion for stream.
And always feel free to add your own topic too.
Yeah,
you're allowed to do that in our Discord.
Yeah, we get too much shit posting from Tiger. Tiger and Keeban shit post the hell out of our topics. It's just disgusting.
It's terrible.
What were you saying, Alec?
You guys need content. No.
hey, well, that's what we do around here, right? We're aggregators. We don't create our content. We aggregate content, okay?
Chat, I heard in the grapevine that marriage is coming in SimpleMMO, so we'll be discussing that in the future. just start making shit.
I'm retired.
Yeah. Hey, pets are finally coming.
Man, when he put, what was it, the April Fool's update, he put Pet Arena in the town for a minute. It was Pet something.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah. It's not.
Mallory says, I was honestly impressed with Mike's implementing parties in the first place, so now I expect more. So true.
Yeah.
So true. I miss I missed the big party.
That was
that fateful night, dude.
Yeah, that was a good night. That was a lot of fun.
Rice Sassy Sama, I see you. Dill says, do I get an affiliate cut for showing up on the podcast? No, because we don't even get paid as official partners. We don't even get a cool banner to put on our stream that says like SimpleMMO or Galahad Creative. So, Dill, we will give you exactly nothing but our friendship.
Okay, Dill.
Yep.
I'll send you some gold.
Yeah. I'll send you some gold, Dill. 5 G's, brother. I'm sure you need it with your level 50,000 knight and your 4,000 EP or QP, excuse me. Well, that was a good stream. I enjoyed that topic thoroughly. I knew it would be fun when Alec and I were getting into it. So thank you for entertaining us, chat. Thank you for everyone again for the forum post. And like Crazy said, if you have any other topics you would like for us to discuss on stream with our community, with our friends, stop by the Discord server. Go to the SimpleMMO section of the forums. Post it there, and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, that new Discord is cool.
Yeah. Next stream, Next Tuesday, it'll be a little bit more casual. We have nothing on the docs yet, or on the docket, excuse me, docket yet. But I will be doing more player roast. I see you, Bleep. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 people on the roast list. I'll probably do 3 or 4. Depends. 3. I like doing 3. So roast will be coming up. Again, keep your eye out for the guild. The guild. What are we calling this thing?
Seasonal Guild Wars.
Seasonal Guild Wars, brought to you by Couch Cat. Keep your eye on that. We have I believe it or not, everyone, we have a tutorial video coming out. It is the first one in forever. Crazyfy has smashed it together. It's part 2 of the Town series tutorial. So keep your eye out for this weekend. It'll be releasing. We'll tell you because everyone's here. It's going to be releasing Saturday. And again, we have more content coming out, such as the Mike's comment and a couple other things related to crafting. And we have another coffee stream. So if you're a coffee stream, if you're a coffee stream fan, the 18th of Feb, it's a Saturday. Yeah, it's a Saturday. Ubi and I will be on there, and we'll be testing out a new format. And then once that goes through, we can accept guests on and hang out and drink coffee together. But more on that when we get closer to the 18th.
I can pick his brain on crafting. That way he'll, if he uses it.
Yeah. He is cited in the blog post, so he's got to have an opinion somehow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true. That's a good point. He is.
Yeah. I think that's everything that we have. Right, Crazyfy? Did I say everything?
Yeah, I think that covers.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Owlic,
if not, we got another one.
Yeah, we got another one. Owlic, before we go,
Yes.
Is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say to the fans?
As always, thank you guys for having me. It's always fun. This is probably my favorite part of the week. Whenever you guys ask me to come on stream, it's always fun hanging out with chat and seeing everybody's comments. No, as always, come hang out in Elysium if you want. Discord's in our guild page or on mine. And as always, if you have anything to auction, we need stuff. We need we need more activity over there. So feel free to hang out.
It sounds shadier and shadier every time you bring it
I know, right? I'm just like shilling it. It does.
Do you have anything? Alex in the local hot topic, like thanks for stopping by. What are you doing with that Allfather over there? You wanna, like before you go to Annie's, pretzels, you wanna sell that thing on the auction? Or what's the cookie place? The cookie cake place? Yeah. Hey, before you go over and grab me a slice, homie, you want to sell that celestial chess piece you got there? Is that Rift Walker Stalker? What is that? And they're like, don't talk to me again.
Like, can we call security?
Yeah, I'm going to PacSun from now on.
No, Zoomies.
Zoomies.
Uh-huh.
Where did Kumo go? Oh, here he comes. Hold on. Before we say goodbye, this little shit. No, he's refusing. Oh, there's his butt.
There he is.
There's his tail.
All right. That's Kumo. Come here. Come here. Ups. Hey. Come here. Say goodbye to chat.
He's like,
all right. He's chasing chemtrails right now. All right. That's it. Thank you again, chat, for hanging out with us. It's always good to see everyone. Thank you again to Owlic for coming on tonight. Hope you enjoyed the discussion. We'll see you next week, 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday and Thursday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in global chat. Maybe. we're grinding COD. You know what I mean, brother? Yeah, but we'll see you in global chat. We'll see you in Discord. Peace out, everyone. Like,
later,
subscribe,
everybody.
And head on over to couchcatpod.com for more simple content.
See ya.
I was waiting for Crazyfy to say something.
You